Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over what is going on with the KTM 450. So, as you guys can see down there, I got the head off finally. For those of you who remember, who've seen the other videos, I bought this bike a few months ago and it was smoking really bad. Um, as you can see here, this is the exhaust, that's the intake valve. The top one, you can see that the bottom end, well, the top end is grinded down really bad. So I ordered a new valve. I'm waiting for that to come in. It's a brand new, I think, Pro X titanium intake valve. It's for the year, so I don't have to worry about any fitment issues. What I believe was the smoking issue is, did some research in the early days, like '04, which this model is. KTM used a different ring setup than most four-stroke bikes, and that little coily ring sits inside this slotted ring as the oil ring, and this is just the top scraper ring. Now, from all the research that I've done, it says that the earlier model KTM's, their rings didn't seal. The oil ring did not seal well, and it would cause the bikes to burn oil. So I just ordered a Wiseco set, which is up to date, and KTM, I think after '06 or something around that time era, they replaced it with the springs that you see in normal bikes. So that, I believe, is my smoking issue. The valve, I'm glad I caught, because if that edge would have got grinded down a little more just to pop those keepers off, things could have went really bad. So I'm glad I caught that. Got a gasket set from Tusk here. Uh, got the Lex silencer packing. I did pack the exhaust. I'm going to be cutting this exhaust in the midsection so that it's three-piece, because I do not want to have to disconnect the shock just to get the exhaust on. I also ordered the tool from Tusk to pop the top caps of the forks off. Um, I'm gonna be redoing the fork seals. I'm gonna check it out first, but I'm most likely gonna be redoing the fork seals while I'm in there, putting in fresh oil and then adjusting them back to stock spec, which I believe is, I think, 16 clicks at the top, 22 at the bottom, or 18 at the bottom. I have the specs saved, so I'll be doing that. The rear, I ordered a rear tube. I tried to check the tire pressure and no air came out, no air will go in. So I ordered a tube just in case I find something I don't like in there, or maybe it's that tubeless setup, then I'll leave it in there and that'll be fine. I do have new tires for the bike. Well, new to me. I got them from a friend. He has a friend that races, so they swap these tires out. I think it's like every two motos or something like that. Um, so yeah, I'm on the ropes about supermotoing this bike. I'm still looking into if I can, get this thing street legal. It's hard now because the whole COVID thing. DMV doesn't want to answer the phone. I don't know if it's just me, but no, they're like, extremely booked up and everything like that. I did find a frame that I already know can work. It everything bolts up. It's another KTM frame, except this one has the registration that says modified for street use, so I would be able to use it. I think they wanted $300. So if all else fails, I'll order that frame, I'll swap everything over, and it'll be perfect timing because I was going to disassemble the entire bike anyway, because I was going to clean everything up, go over everything, repaint, the frame, the spring. I wanted to rebuild the forks, like I said. The bars are like chewed up. I wanted to grind those things back down, give them a fresh coating, new grips, and I think that was all. I'm probably gonna put a fresh brake fluid in, and I have a rebuild kit for the carb as well, new plugs, stuff like that. But when it's time for me to really rebuild this thing, I'm not gonna, I'm just getting this valve and throwing the new rings in for now. I'll put like a decent amount of time on it, and then after, when it's time for a rebuild, I'm going with the like the bronze guides and the steel um valves. I like went blank for a minute. The titanium valves are more for racing. It's a lighter weight, but it's not as durable. You have to check these valves more often because in supercross or motocross, you know, you're redlining these motors, you're revving them to the moon, you're constantly hammering on it. So it's good to have lightweight parts and stuff like that. It helps with the rotational mass inside the motor and all that good stuff. But I won't be doing any of that with this bike specifically. So I want to do the steel valves, which will in turn make this bike a little more reliable, because I do want to supermoto this bike. The wheel sets, they're Warp 9, $1,200. They're in my cart. I'm on the ropes about it still. Not really on the ropes about supermotoing, just on the ropes about spending $1,200 on a wheel set. I'm trying to find if I could get like a used set, maybe for $600-700, then I'll do that. But to spend $1,200 on a bike right out of the gate and not know if I can get it street legal, I don't want to do that. You know, I want to make sure it could be street legal first. Then it doesn't matter what I spend, because the bike will be my daily driver. So I wanted to just address what was going on with this bike, because I know I haven't really put anything up about it. I've been recording a lot, but you know, it's little tedious things like when I took the top end off, time lapses, stuff like that. Once the bike is done and it's time to fully rebuild and paint and, you know, go over everything, make the bike new, that's when I'm probably going to be supermotoing it. I want to do everything over, different color scheme. That's when I'm probably going to include those clips of when I took the motor apart to rebuild it. Or who knows, when I put the steel valves in, I'll probably do it then. I'll have a better setup in here with my new GoPro and everything. So maybe I'll just use some of those clips, because some of them were a little informative, some was just time lapse. But yeah, so I just wanted to address, you know, what direction this bike was going and what's going on. It is pretty cold out. This one kerosene heater is not really doing the trick, especially on really cold days. I mean, it's warm above it. Everywhere else, not too much. This thing is still not fully air sealed. I did as much as I could. So yeah, other than that, I don't know exactly what else I'm going to do with this bike. I just want to get it going, and then once I get it going and I take it out a few times, that'll light the flame for more of, you know, the options that I had before that I wanted to do. And then it kind of died down once I seen all that smoke. I didn't want to risk breaking anything. Just like I said with that valve, I'm glad I did put this bike up and disassemble it, because now I can't ride it, and that would have been a catastrophe if that keeper would have popped off the top while I was running the bike. So I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm gonna get the I'm still waiting on the valve. It's taking forever. I'm gonna get that in. Once I get that in, I'm gonna put the motor back together, get some oil in these forks and some seals so that it's not, you know, just nothing there. And then I'll get everything back together. I'll have like a startup video and a ride around, because I have the new GoPro, and you guys can see what this thing can do. And then, you know, in the future when we supermoto it, boy, oh boy, can't wait to see that day. Everything legal, paperwork, just taking it out like it's, you know, like it's my job. But until then, this is where it sits now. I do have a video coming up of what's going on with that beast. No, you guys didn't see that in here before. Well, you did, but it's back, and it's being done. It's getting finished. It's almost there. I might have to take the whole painting thing for the CRF 50 rims downstairs, because it's hot downstairs, because it's connected to my house. And it's way too cold in here to paint. Like I even tried a little bit. It just wasn't working. So I'm not going to risk ruining it. I'm going to wait until I do it downstairs, or when it's just warmer in here, a warmer day or something. But yeah, with that said, if you guys like this video, found this video informative or interesting, click that like button. If you guys are watching this video and are not already subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button. There is tons and tons and tons and tons of more content to come. I have a couple of collab videos hopefully lined up soon. I do have to put out more and more and more. I've been slacking. You know, I went from like doing like one video a week to like sometimes squeezing one video in a month. That's not how I want it to be. I want to be able to, like, when I'm good and going well and everything's back good, the weather's back good, I want to be able to just put like content up every week. Every week just be hitting you guys with something new, something interesting. So until then, stay tuned and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.